Here are some other conversational tips that will help you make the most out of every conversation. Be ready to discuss an unusual talent or skill with the sorority member. Can you balance a spoon on your nose? Jump a BMX bike 8 feet in the air? What can you do that might surprise or entertain people? Have you ever been in an embarrassing predicament? Of course you have. Now, can you tell that story in a funny, humbling manner? Embarrassing moments make for great recruitment conversation. Not only are you revealing something personal, you're confiding in her and demonstrating your ability to be humorous. You know you've made a friend when she too shares an embarrassing moment with you. Ask clarifying questions. For example, you said your sorority won Greek Sing last year. Can you help me understand what that is and how you played a part in it? A simple clarifying question is an incredible tool and will help you avoid misinterpreting the other person's experience. This will also help you if you're struggling to think of a question from your list and drawing a blank. If you genuinely enjoyed the conversation with some sorority member, mention that to her sister when you return for the next event. Word may get back to sister number 1, of course, from sister number 2, and if they both noticed your potential for being a great sister, you will have created a subtle bond between the three of you. Always be sure to respond in the affirmative tone. Although the sorority member is asking, "How is recruitment going for you?" what she means is, "What do you like about our process?" After you finish answering any question, unless your conversation partner is clearly eager to ask a follow-up question, reciprocate by asking her a similar question. Don't forget to listen. Now, I'm going to be sneaky and include the opposite of talking in the chapter about talking. Listening is the most important skill you can develop prior to recruitment. You know the difference between hearing and listening, right? Hearing means you simply perceive sound. Listening means you're comprehending and mentally synthesizing the information you're hearing. Have you ever heard that you have 2 ears and 1 mouth and should use them proportionately in communications? Translation: you should listen twice as much as you speak. Before we talk, we must learn to stop, look at how people talk, both with their faces and bodies, and listen to the sounds of people's voices as well as their words. The 4 rules of listening include: 1. Listen to hear what is meant rather than what is said with words. People should say what they mean, but sometimes they just cannot. 2. Listen to the concerns of others. Find out what they think and address their ideas. Others might see you take them seriously, and in return, they take you seriously too. 3. Know when just to listen. Sometimes, by simply listening, you say more about how you feel than any words could say. The other person will hear you and be grateful. 4. Assume nothing. Try to listen with a clear head and an open mind. If you act on an assumption as though it were fact, you could also create very real problems for yourself. Look for the real person behind the stranger you meet. Pay attention to unusual or repeated words. Research shows that words spoken immediately after the word but can be very important. Listen for the but. Listen more after the but. Now, let's look at an example of a conversation using both good talking and listening skills. You're talking with sorority member Emma about her major, her courses, and her pre-professional club. But did you notice the question you asked her that will elicit the most response is, "What do you enjoy most about your classes?" Emma will most likely reflect on the things that are most special to her. Maybe it's a unique opportunity to do research in a lab, or work with a mentor, or learn from a particular instructor. Great! Now it's time for you to drill down into that topic. Because you listened to what she said, you can now ask good questions, perceptive questions that show you have good listening skills, you're a good conversationalist, you know how to build relationships, and you're interested in the sorority member. As you ask her your questions, focus on items that seem to make her recall good experiences or happy times. She'll enjoy talking with you because you're interested in her happiness, and you're interested in her, not her sorority's GPA or national philanthropy. When it comes time for Emma to express her opinion regarding inviting you back tomorrow, she will enthusiastically say yes. Before you can have a fantastic conversation like the one above, you'll need to practice. Without practice, the environment is likely to overwhelm you and make it difficult to communicate your key points to the sorority members. Try to find someone who's willing to practice having sorority conversations with you. Any sorority alumna who has participated in recruitment is your best bet. There are over 4 million alumni around the world, mostly in the U.S. One surely lives near you. Perhaps an alumni Panhellenic association in your area or even in your state or region would be willing to host a workshop helping you and other women practice your conversation. Now, let's flip this section around and talk about conversation skills from the other perspective. What will the sorority member be asking you? That's an excellent question. I'm so glad you asked because we need to practice your answers to the most common questions. And lucky for us, the sorority members are eager to hear your replies. They never know if you'll be responding with your brand in mind because not everyone uses the Sure Sister pedal system, but you have a fantastic opportunity to demonstrate your brand.